thanks for joining us. I'm Mitchell Ringos. The Thunder Bay Art Gallery has received an award after acquiring 2 birch bark skirts, or wigwas, created by a Fort William First Nation artist. The wigwas, titled Alyssa and Nevaeh, were created to honor Indigenous women and will be part of the gallery's permanent collection. The gallery was able to receive the art through funding from the Ontario Arts Foundation's Elizabeth L. Gordon Art Program Acquisition Grant. The wigwas were created by artist Helen Peltier, who has worked with birch bark for 20 years. They are named after 2 young women from Thunder Bay who are close friends of Peltier, represent a younger generation who are following their own creative paths in life. She says they're the first wearable birch bark clothing that she's created, and each skirt took her around a month.
I was inspired by Indigenous Fashion Arts Toronto 2022, where I went there to sell in the market my baskets, but then went to the runway shows, and I got so inspired by all the wearable art that was created by people, and a lot of them was based on land. For me, it's been about community, family, friends, and really trying to showcase the beauty of Anishinaabe culture and art.
These are really something different, and for me, they're a really, really special and important pieces to be bringing into the collection at this time.
The 2 wigwas were on display in Peltier's exhibit all summer and will be put on display again later on in the future when the gallery's waterfront location opens. The proposed indoor turf facility has once again found its way onto the City Council agenda. It comes after Council pushed back a decision on the financing plan, asking administration to cap the construction costs at $30 million. The deputation request comes from Soccer Northwest President Michael Veneziali. His organization was the one that proposed the now preferred site next to the community auditorium. Veneziali is asking administration to ensure the size of the field is not changed when looking for cost savings. Soccer Northwest stands by their proposal as being able to be built for less than $30 million. Union leader representing Wildland firefighters is criticizing the Ford government's level of support for them. It comes after safety regulations for M&R fire crews were discussed at Queen's Park recently, with the NDP calling for the same benefits as municipal firefighters. Celios Bellos reports.
A call from an area member of provincial parliament demanding more supports for wildland firefighters.
We know that they're still not covered for presumptive cancers, and frankly, what do we do when the government itself is the bad actor?
During a discussion at Queen's Park this week, local New Democratic MPP Lise Vaugeois raised concerns she's heard from people fighting forest fires on the ground. Vaugeois says these individuals argue their work should result in the same health benefits, equipment, and wages as municipal firefighters. It prompted a response from Thunder Bay's progressive conservative MPP Kevin Holland, who has experience as a long-serving volunteer firefighter himself.
You can sit there and wave your arms all you want, but we have brought in, this government is the one that has brought in legislation recognizing the importance of protecting our firefighters.
The PC government announced plans to spend $20.5 million to modernize forest fire efforts, but a union member for provincial wildland firefighters feels Holland's comments missed the mark.
He doesn't understand that legislation does not actually help us at all.
Noah Friedman is the vice president of OPSU Local 703 and feels workers in the field deserve more supports. Currently, they're classified as resource technician jobs rather than forest firefighters. Friedman believes a reclassification would lead to the benefits he believes these workers deserve.
In my 7th season in 2022, I made $28,000 before taxes. It would simply allow us to be recognized as firefighters, would help us get the presumptive health care that regular firefighters get. Like, if we get cancer down the road, nobody's helping us.
Friedman says his members currently have zero health coverage other than OHIP, stressing forest fire smoke has been proven to have dangerous chemicals like formaldehyde. Vasilios Bellos, TBT News.
An Indigenous service provider showcase and leadership session took place in Thunder Bay recently. The event was meant to bring together Indigenous leaders, service providers, and communities from across the region to collectively share and remove barriers through awareness.
The first ever Indigenous Service Providers Showcase and Leadership Session saw leaders from First Nations organizations and those providing Indigenous services within non-Indigenous frameworks set up at the Victoria Inn. Nujamaiwing Sukataigang Health Team Indigenous co-chair Natalie Pavila says they put on the event to inform the public, as many residents aren't aware of how many services are offered in our area.
We wanted to remove barriers through awareness by sharing their services and by developing relationships and partnerships amongst ourselves. So that was the goal of today, and I see that it's been, very successful so far.
There were over a dozen service, retail, and information booths set up throughout the day, and Thunder Bay services weren't the only ones featured, as Rocky Bay Child and Family Services took part. They deliver childcare, protection, and family support services to community members on and off reserve, including to some members here in the city.
It's rewarding for us, right? We're coming back to our community. We're both from Rocky Bay. We're servicing. We're here to help our families and make sure that they got the best of all that they need to be successful in life.
I think it's a great opportunity to network with other Indigenous organizations here today. Like I said, just gathering the information, having that communication, sharing our information.
The service showcase wasn't the only part of the event, as a leadership session was held to facilitate engagement designed explicitly for leaders from First Nation organizations, which Pavila says is very important, as those leaders will help decide a future plan going forward.
Hopefully after today we will have some type of goal or plan on how we can work to get together better going forward, and how do we share our resources, and how do we share the knowledge of the resources that are within the community and district of the city of Thunder Bay.
Usually Christmas morning for children is full of smiles and eagerness to rip open presents, but not for one local boy who last year was captured on camera by his mom with a hilarious reaction to waking up too early. The video was so funny, in fact, it aired on America's Funniest Home Videos over the weekend. Josh Morano has the story.
When Colson Antonishen's mom Ellen woke him up on Christmas morning last year and asked her almost 3-year-old son if Santa came, his response gave the family some laughs.
I don't care. I don't care, Mom.
Why?
I don't care.
His mom recorded the video because she says it was Colson's first real Christmas he could experience due to his age. It's also very well known Colson is not a morning person. She submitted the clip to America's Funniest Home Videos around January and was told a couple weeks ago Colson made the show.
We woke up Christmas morning and my husband went in the room to go and get him, and I just kind of started recording, and I had told him Santa came, and he walked around the corner and he just kept saying, "I don't care, Mom, I don't care." So then he kind of changed his tune once he saw that there were presents on Christmas morning, and he got more excited.
Since then, Colson has a newfound love for Christmas, maybe because of the presents. He even went to see Santa with the rest of his family and helped decorate the tree. Or it could be because of those Christmas treats. This year, Colson's not asking for much from Santa, and it seems like he has big plans coming.
What do you want for Christmas?
Because we know him at the station, so I can put
A
in a good word.
bulldozer.
Okay.
And a boom set.
Yeah.
And an excavator.
And an excavator. So you're trying to do some heavy work. Is there something in particular you're working on? Colson's video first aired on America's Funniest Home Videos on Saturday and will live on in reruns for years to come. Josh Morano, TBT News.
I feel the exact